is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
Hey, Govs Radio, how you guys doing tonight, man? Nice to be here. Nice to be back with Sally and our special guest, Mr. Paul Bond.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me at Governor's.
The one and only, man.
Yes, don't tell him I'm here.
It's very nice to have Paul Bond down here
Thank
tonight.
you, Joey. I appreciate it.
There's Long Island celebrities, and you're one of the guys who, back in the day, before I started doing stand-up, I used to see you at Governor's with my wife, at the time girlfriend.
Okay.
And now it's like
he
an
got
honor to have you
married
here.
because of you.
No,
legendary.
We used to go to comedy clubs instead of going to the movies.
Oh, really?
For whatever reason.
Okay.
I think you could drink more there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So we saw you a bunch of times, and I actually told my wife you were going to be on the show, and she's like, "Oh my god,
oh, that's cool."
For real, yeah. So,
That's well, nice,
nice
to hear that. That's pretty cool.
Yep. So,
cheers to Joey Petroni.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Yay.
So who would think all these years later I'd have Paul Bond on one of my shows? So cheers.
How unfortunate for you.
You never know what's going to happen.
Everything comes full circle and then jerks you off.
That's right.
What? You can't say that.
So
yeah, what is the language code on this show?
I don't know. Is it about to?
Are we?
Is there a language?
Do we have parameters?
There is no language code.
What?
Whatever Paul wants to say, he can say.
Oh,
is that right?
It's up
Yeah,
to
right.
I leave it up to the host.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right. Well, we're gonna have fun nonetheless. So I just I'm glad you didn't invite me in on Monsoon Monday and decided to do it on Tsunami Tuesday. I thought that was very nice of you.
I just made it here. You got caught in the rain. I just made it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I was driving away. I was driving west, and I was driving into the sun. And, yeah. So then when I got here, it started raining as I was walking in.
Into the sun.
I was driving. Yeah, I was looking for a rainbow.
Were you singing?
Driving into the sun. That sounds like a song.
Do you sing in the car?
Yeah.
I absolutely sing in the car. It's awful, but I sing in the car.
Yeah, I do sing in the car when I'm alone. Only when I'm alone.
You sing in your car?
When I'm alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I do is practice parodies in my car.
Very cool.
I just practiced one. It was so weird because I don't know why it didn't hit me sooner.
Right.
About Alexa.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, gee, there's a song that has that in the title. Yeah, and we're being spied on by Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she hears everything that we say. Told my wife we must shut our big pie holes or she'll give all our secrets away. So I started working on it. I'm like, that works. It's an old Billy Joel song.
Very nice, yeah.
But Alexa, everyone
awesome.
knows the song, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Well, yeah, absolutely on Long Island for sure. I'm
Yeah.
surprised, like when you go to other places in America, I'm surprised how few Billy Joel songs people know. Like all the great ones, no one knows.
Right.
Yeah.
They just know Piano Man
Well, I'm a
or
fan.
Uptown Girl.
Right.
I'm a fan of his deep cuts. I like the, Summer Highland Falls and
Me too.
If
Yeah.
I travel all my life and I never get to stop and settle down. That stuff is very melodic and You're My Home.
You're
that's
My
that
Home.
one.
That's a
Yeah,
great song.
that's actually the song I was surprised. Like I was playing that song and I was up in Boston and a friend was in the car with me and she's like, "Who does that?" I'm like, "What?"
Or the other one. Remember Charlie, remember Baker. They left their childhood on every acre. Come on.
Amazing
What
lyrics. Yeah.
Good Night Saigon, yeah.
Fantastic lyrics.
Beautiful songwriting.
Yep.
And why he never continued.
That's weird.
It blows
right?
my mind because there's so much out there.
I try to figure it out, right? Because he's playing all his songs from when we were younger, but like he could still why?
Absolutely, pop out a couple of new ones.
Right.
What do you think? If we're going to go see you, then we're not going to be interested in another song.
Right.
It's ridiculous, If you're going to play Madison Square Garden once a month,
Play a new
surprise
song.
us.
Yeah, do a new song. Right.
He said it just didn't come. And like he said that he got into jazz a little bit and just playing without the lyrics
And the classical stuff.
Yeah, the classical stuff. And he was saying that a lot of his songs came from being, no stranger to misery, if you think about it. And so if things are going really well and your life is going how you want it to, what do you have to write a lyric about? If you're that kind of writer.
Well, yeah, I guess if he writes from experience and how he feels.
Yeah, he's like, this is a great day for me.
But he wrote Uptown Girl when he was getting laid by a model. So,
Right.
there was a happy moment there.
Yeah.
Would you relate that to a comedian who keeps doing the same old material, never comes out, and
Oh, yeah.
I got stuck in that rut once, like you just keep doing your same set over and over. You're not writing anything new. You know what works. You know you're going to get the crowd.
I know what you're saying, yeah, and it's easy to just rest on it.
Right.
Like, well,
It's comfortable.
It worked yesterday.
Right.
But I get bored of
You,
myself.
right, but they never saw it before, but you're...
Right. It's still... What I will do is I'll find if I'm working a place for the first time, I'll bring out some of the best of that they haven't seen.
Right.
And then still do the newer stuff. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Because that's for me, because I know the big laughs and... So it's so hard when you're headlining to try out stuff, unless
Right.
you're going to an open mic or you
Right.
go to the Comedy Cellar or something like that. But then
Have you been surprised at what works and what doesn't work? And
yeah, and sometimes it's just tweaking
One
a word,
Right.
Yeah.
just a word,
A
right? It's just like,
delivery.
I just needed the word "just" in there,
Right.
And now all of a sudden it makes sense.
Right.
Oh, okay, you're finalizing the joke.
Yeah.
It's such a people don't realize what a science comedy really is. It's the language. I mean, my hero is George Carlin, so it's all about the wording and the phrasing. And when I think, sometimes I go, how would George say that?
right.
How would George think about that?
He's
you
the
know?
scratch in the back of your head.
Like I recently came up with, I'll never understand why they say Bob was pronounced dead at the scene of the accident. No, Bob is still pronounced Bob. He didn't change his name because he passed away.
Right,
you know?
right.
And I'm thinking, well, that sounds like something Carlin might have said. Bob is pronounced Bob. He didn't change his name because he changed,
Right.
And it's that rhythm, that cadence, and it just comes, it actually helps to write because you feel it.
Right.
You feel it coming at you. But sometimes it's the most obvious shit that you're not avoiding, but you just so, why didn't I think of it? Like Alexa.
Right.
There's a Downeaster Alexa. Dude, there's a song already. Trolling on the Facebook. So that's another one. Trolling. I just came up with that one. I got a lot of these songs that just come in once. But you do hit writer's block, as you know.
Right. Yeah.
You get to a point where you get too comfortable in your own skin. Mm-hmm. And when you do start writing again, it's uncomfortable.
If you try to force writing, it doesn't work.
Don't
No.
ever
It just
force it.
has to come naturally.
I'll just I'll come up with an idea and I'll write it down. I'll go, okay, I'll let that, marinate and see what comes from that.
Right.
And all of a sudden I bring that line into a bit that I already had. I go, oh, that fits here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now that takes that bit into another direction. So comedy, I love writing. I do love the process of writing. That's why I teach it.
You were
too.
teaching, right.
Yeah, I'm a coach.
Yeah.
And I don't ever take somebody and change them. I try to just hone what they have and tighten it up.
Right.
Because when comics start, they have a tendency to put too much words because they got to fill time.
Right.
They feel,
Right.
well, I got to fill time, so I got to say, when I was a very young kid, I blah, blah, blah. Nobody needs to know that. Don't
Right.
give a backstory for something the punchline has nothing to do with.
Right.
Yeah, less
You know,
is
right.
more.
They used to call it cut the fat.
Yeah, cut the fat, get right to the meat.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, man.
I still enjoy the process, which is good. That means I'm not done yet.
Does your brain always work? Is always? My wife's like, can you ever be serious? Like, it's just nonstop, man. It's like she'll say something. That it's just that life's not a sitcom. Knock it
No,
off.
it's not,
Right.
but it's so easy to find it.
Right.
There's a line in my act that said, it's actually my wife's fault that I'm here, because it happened at home. It's my wife's fault that I'm here, because she said, go be an asshole somewhere else. and the crowd laughs, and they relate to it, because
Right,
everyone
right.
has a wife or girlfriend.
Right.
But it was just such an obvious...
Right.
Yeah.
And I laughed at her, and I said, that goes in the act. She goes, what? I go, you don't understand. You just said a punchline.
Right. That's
I was
funny.
being an idiot, and she called me on it.
What about people that give you suggestions? Does that annoy you, or can you really? Or are you
That give me
thankful?
suggestions?
Like if you're you should do give you just a flicker of an idea, and they're like, do something with this. You can make this work. I wouldn't be able to, but you can do something with this.
I don't mind that if I because they see your capabilities.
Yeah.
They're actually paying you a compliment. Listen,
Yeah.
I can't make this work. Well, I'll write a joke where I'll go, oh, that would work great for God rest his soul, Norm Macdonald, or here's this one would work for Dice Clay. I wrote a couple of jokes for Otto and George that he actually used on the album, which I was so excited about.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was honored for that.
Yeah, that is an
But everybody
honor.
I write for dies, so
Yeah.
it's not. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to ask you how much you charge, but no.
I'm kidding.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
But they don't die on stage. But but no, the process to me is still fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what other avenue can I go down?
Yeah.
And Brian Regan is the king of that. He'll
Oh, yeah.
take an
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
He's got 10 minutes on Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Who the hell would have thought?
It's-
and it's that kind of thinking, the process of a joke.
Right.
And where can it go? And that's for me the fun. And then giving birth to it on stage. I'll sandwich the new stuff between the old stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure of this, so I'll put it here, and then I'll create an escape hatch
Right.
in case this isn't
Right.
flying.
You get out of it.
So yeah, so it is fun.
So anyway, I was doing a little. I looked at your website, and
Okay.
nice website, great pictures of you
Thank you.
at the Borgata.
I have to update it though.
No, it's a good. And the Music Underground. I was watching that video. It's old, right? It's an
Oh my
old-
God, that's an old one.
You're,
Yeah,
you're in a
you-
subway
I
and
had
stuff.
hair.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, that
It was
was.
a great idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Never got off the
And you were
ground.
sharp on all that stuff, man. You're like the Ringo. You know,
It was just so cool, and
Yeah.
the guys had a great concept to go into Manhattan and just go up to street musicians and see the talent out there on the street, and I was the conduit to get them on. And we actually recorded a pilot where we took this guy, that guy that really sang well with the dreads.
Yeah, yeah.
And we brought him to a club to do karaoke and win. It was, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
he killed it. He absolutely murdered. And then we drove him away in a limo.
Oh wow.
It was cool. It ended
yeah.
the show that way, but
Yeah.
it was called Music Underground, and it was just Hollywood East was the production, and it just never they filmed it,
Yeah.
put all their heart into it, and then it never went anywhere. But that's it.
That's a great idea.
I shot
It
two
was really
pilots
cool.
with Jim Brewer that went nowhere.
nice.
And you just don't know. I mean, how much juice do you need than
Right.
Jim Brewer?
Right.
And it was when Dave Chappelle was still on the air.
Okay.
So they were the concept was Dave Chappelle into Jim Brewer. It'd be like the half-baked hour.
Okay. Yeah.
You
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
And what I think was Comedy Central squashed him a lot. They didn't allow him to be Jim Brewer.
Okay.
And they put the kibosh on a lot of stuff that was edgy. Stuff that Chappelle got away with that we couldn't. Why? Because we're a white show. Yeah, it was just weird. So I did two
I
pilots
wonder
with
if
him. and then-
like Jon Stewart felt that way because he was at Comedy Central, right?
Yeah.
Did he feel squished? I wonder. Like I used to love his show.
I loved him on The Daily Show.
Yeah,
I thought he was the best thing. He was the best host on The Daily Show.
I think so too.
Because he took both he tore both sides. What I liked about John is he picked on a lot of personality
Right.
of the person,
Sure.
and made that the joke. And whenever he came back from the camera, it was always a take like
Yeah.
he stares into the camera. Like Greg Kinnear was good with that with Talk Soup.
Right.
He just coming back to the camera and bleeding the moment. with
Right.
the
Right.
face,
Right.
you know?
Right.
It's very Carson-esque.
I was gonna say Carson,
was the
Johnny
king.
Carson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the Carson.
His facial expression.
Yeah, just sit there and not say a word, but let this
Right.
do all the talking.
Right.
And you're brave to do that because, like we, when you're in front of an audience, the inclination is just to talk so fast
Right.
and not let that moment sit, and you have to be so comfortable with yourself.
That's right. And that takes a long time.
Yeah.
To be
That-
comfortable
to
enough
just be comfortable.
to know something's gonna work.
To try to just say, slow down.
Right.
Slow down. Kevin James, this is way back. We're going like 30 years. When we first started, and of course he went on to great stardom. But he tested himself on stage once here at Governor's. He said, I'm going to go up for my set and not say a word and get laughs.
Without talking.
And don't you know that son of a bitch did it.
Wow.
Got himself wrapped up in the wires. He pulled the cord out of the mic. He was being so physical.
Right.
Right.
And he just did whatever he felt at the moment. He zened. He let his body do the talking. And what that taught a lot of us was it's not necessarily the words, it's the space between the words. Mm-hmm. And he was very smart to figure that out so
visual.
early on. But he was very strong early. Kevin was a killer.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to follow Kevin.
Nobody
in an
want-
open mic.
Oh,
No.
really?
No. There were a handful of guys that you went, nah, I'll wait till next week.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll say Keith Anthony was a monster.
Right.
Back in the open mic days. Keith Anthony, Kevin James, George Gallo was
George-
another guy because
George is-
he was very different, very
He's
strange.
very animated.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And back then, all I was doing was guitar. I
Okay.
was using it as my shield. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's when we saw you here.
What's that?
That's when we come see you doing the guitar.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
all guitar.
Yeah.
And then I put my balls on and put the guitar down and started doing some stand-up. And now I love the art of stand-up.
Right.
Because you're a prop act. No, it's just an added feature now to my stand-up.
Right. Do you do that towards the end now, the guitar? or-
Yeah.
Okay.
The guitar is to bring it up to another level
Right.
and then get the people involved in
I
singing.
don't mind props. I think you know what I think. Comics are really hard on each other when it comes
Yeah.
to like props, and there's no reason for it because the audience loves it.
You know what? I'll tell you one of Rich. I don't know if you know Rich Hall. I'm
Yeah.
going way back. He had a brilliant line about guitar acts. He goes, he goes about musicians. And this is just to say about the prop act. He goes, you play a guitar, you're a genius. You add a harmonica, now you're brilliant. Put a pair of cymbals between your legs, now you're an asshole.
So it's overkill. You talk about overkill.
There's something called too
Yeah.
much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just so funny. You put a pair of cymbals
Yeah.
between your legs, now you're an asshole.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
Is that funny,
you're
man?
crossing the
That's
line.
such a
man.
great observation.
Yeah.
And it's just, but I don't consider it a prop because I legitimately play guitar.
Right.
And if I was playing 1-4-5 chord structures and not playing Led Zeppelin, Over the Hills Far Away, and System of a Down and all this other stuff,
Right.
I would say, okay, yeah, I'm kind of using it as a crutch. But I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
I obviously could do stand-up for 35 minutes and then pick up the guitar and crush it again. So, not to pat myself on the back, but it took me years to do it.
Yeah.
It takes a long friggin' time
To
to find your voice, to get comfortable, to get your show.
right.
And then once you got your show, retweak it, rework it, rewrite it, and make it stronger and stronger.
Don't
and then,
stop.
Yeah, so I did a DVD, and then I decided I'm going to just start writing again. I mean, even though it wasn't on TV or anything, I just decided I wanted to do something fresh. And
Recently a DVD?
yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was called The Way I See It, and it was very. Well, right now I'm a very political comic as well.
Right. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
You have the.
I decided during the COVID break
Right.
to put my money where my mouth is.
Right.
It's easier to come out gay than it is conservative or Republican.
Right.
Well, why can't you be like the rest of us? You know, what, just gay? You know.
Right.
So I decided I was going to put a show together called All In.
Right.
Which is a pro-America comedy tour. And it's being booked, and I'm very excited. I'm going to be in Indiana, Ohio, Nashville,
awesome. Right.
Texas, and it's working. I'm like, thank God. I wanted to find my place, my niche. And I wanted to put like I said, I voted for Trump. Yeah, that makes me a racist, bigot, homophobe, xenophobe. Yeah, all the labels come out for me. But it doesn't. It
Right.
doesn't mean that at all.
Right.
And the whole show is to bring Americans together to laugh. And I didn't want to name it Make America Laugh Again because that's been done to death. So I made it a pro-America, and this is pro-vet, pro-cop, pro-troop,
Right.
pro-animal rights because I'm an animal rescuer,
Yeah.
and pro-laughter, probiotic, and prophylactic. So I forgot.
No, that's awesome, man. I saw the flyer. I was looking at it, and I think it's great. Personally, man, it's American. It's
We need to come out and we need to laugh and we need to stop judging each other on
Right.
such a harsh scale.
Right.
There used to be a point when you talked about politics, you disagreed and you went, "Yeah, I know, I don't think that way," and that was it.
right.
But now social media has made everybody a real asshole.
But you're
Yeah, I
talking about
couldn't agree
family
more.
too. You got your uncles
Oh
and
my
aunts.
God,
And
you can't
everybody's against everybody.
You can't talk.
Right.
Yeah, don't talk politics at the table.
Right.
All right, then I'll talk religion.
Right. It's breaking up families. Yeah. Right.
I'll talk about the religion and the Holocaust. How does that feel? Is
Yeah.
that better?
Isn't it funny how like religion is the safe topic now?
Oh my
like
God.
in the last
It
couple of
is!
years.
I know.
With politics, I always said, whatever's best for the country, that's what I want.
Right.
That was my way of staying out
Right.
of certain conversations. Whatever's the best. I don't know what the best is, but whatever that is, that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, like, cause I'm definitely on like the other side of Paul, but I could tell you that like we just lost Colin Powell, and when he was like really in politics and stuff, like I would absolutely have voted for him. Like
Right.
hands down. There was like, what are you going to complain about Colin Powell about?
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, we all have our crosses to bear, as they say.
Yeah.
But you would hope that the public would not base your existence on the one thing that they disagreed on.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like Chappelle put out a ballsy friggin' special, and it was all about LGBTQ. It was the whole thing.
Right.
There was nothing else touched on in that hour.
Right.
Nothing. Think about it. It was all that. And he goes and bails himself out, and he tells one joke, and he goes, well, I guess I'm back to square one. And everyone's upset. The problem is in America these days, it feels like you can't have your own opinion. And I'm going to be honest right here. The left has a problem with opinions that they can't agree with. I have no problem if you disagree with me and you're a Democrat. None whatsoever. It's your problem, okay? But
Yeah, but I'm a Democrat and I
but
feel
I
the same
can't-
way. Like, I don't
okay,
care.
but you believe me, your case is rare because there's a lot of people that how can you let me? I'm a moderate. I believe in gay rights. Transgenders have had it.
Whatever, yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
I don't. It doesn't. If it doesn't affect my life, then why
Who
am I
cares?
caring
Right,
about
it?
it?
Doesn't matter.
Except for binary. I have a little problem with binary. All right.
Binary?
I was
Binary.
gonna say, what's binary?
Yeah, binary.
Binary
You feel like a
code.
male from 9 a.m. to 12, and then from 12 to 3 you're female, and then from
Oh.
yeah, I'm like, no, that's not binary.
Oh,
That's
I don't even
fucked up,
know this
okay?
stuff.
Yeah. Pick your side, right?
And people get mad at me on stage when I talk about it. I go, you know what? Hey, you can't disagree with me because I identify as an asshole. So anything I say has to be accepted as well.
Right.
So go fuck yourself.
Right.
And the show is just to bring out the honesty that we should all be able to talk about without fighting.
Right.
We're all fighting. No, everyone forgot what jokes are.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
there's a punchline.
Too serious, man.
Like Seinfeld said, they call it a punchline because somebody takes the hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Oh,
got to
that's
take the hit
interesting.
Right.
in the
Yeah,
joke,
that's
or
really
it's not a
interesting.
punchline.
Yeah, I had a million jokes go through my head about COVID and about vaccines, and I won't touch it because I realize it's pissing people off. You know. Well, I mean, there's nothing funny about COVID or vaccines because people have died.
No, there is.
Well, I'm saying
No, there
people have
is.
died from COVID,
But people die of fucking cancer too.
and you make jokes.
People
about
die
cancer.
of everything.
Right.
Trust me, and this is the school of Carlin.
Right.
There's funny in everything.
There is, but
And everything, but
it-
we're not Bill Burr. We're not Jim Brewer.
Right.
So the problem is that people aren't going to accept it from us
Because-
as they would from a fan base
Right, gotcha.
of those guys.
Right. Mhm.
Like Brewer does a perfect bit about the vaccine.
Right.
It's it's a riot. And I have it on my Facebook page. It's about how confident all the people that got the vaccine are. I got the vaccine. He's wondering, like,
Right.
I'm going to lick the pipe. And he's so animated about it, you know?
Right.
And then he just knows how to amplify a very funny situation. And anything is funny. COVID's, I talk about the mask about being in the produce department. I need to give something in the plastic bag. Now I'm an asshole licking the inside of my mask. The woman next to me saw I had a problem, so she put my hand down near her puss, gave me a little moisture, and I said, thank you. I let her use the cucumber because I'm a gentleman. So there is funny
Right,
everywhere.
right.
It's just that you gotta own it.
right.
You can't half-ass it because people get uncomfortable. If they see you're uncomfortable with
Then
the
they
material,
know, right.
you're
Yeah.
done.
Then they
Right.
know.
You're done. I can do a black joke as long as I own it. I can own a black joke, and black people will laugh. It's the white people that have problems. White people in the audience are the worst. They're like kryptonite to a comedy show.
Right.
Because Latinos and Asians and black people, no problem. They're there for a joke. White people are like, should we be offended yet?
Yeah.
Should we be offended yet? Larry, did you get hurt by that joke? Stop it. They're jokes. Rickles and all these guys could never survive
No
in
way.
this climate.
No way.
And we
Don
need
Rickles
them.
was
Like
the insult.
that's like the comic's job. I mean, they're supposed
Yeah.
to make everything
Right.
just a little bit easier by finding the funny in it.
Like I
You
always
know?
say about Carlin, you didn't have to agree with George Carlin, but he always brought you to the funny.
Right.
Right? And that's the thing about George. He made you rethink shit you already thought you had an opinion on. I'm an atheist, but you know what? You probably thought to yourself, you know what? He has a good point. Here and there, you hear something and you go, wow, I never looked at it that way. And I like that. I like shifting the way I think sometimes, just for the moment, and then going back, of course, the way I feel. But I like stretching the mind and making it go in a direction that's maybe uncomfortable for me, just to go, okay, where are we going? What hallway are we going? Is it dark? Is it light? You know?
Right.
And I love that. And that's what Burr does, and that's what Brewer does. All the monsters of comedy are out there doing that. And that's why I put this show together for me, because I want like-minded people like myself to come out and let me do what these bigger guys are doing.
Right.
At my level.
Right.
Okay? And build a following that winds up in theaters and then winds up, because I'm doing Knights of Columbus halls.
Right.
I'm doing comedy clubs, but basically it's like Knights of Columbus halls, fire departments and stuff like that, because they get it.
They're the best. I love doing
Get
fire
departments
show.
are
Oh my
killer,
God, they're
man.
the
They're amazing.
best.
But I just want to speak my mind. I know the shit I have to say is funny.
Right.
Why do I have to apologize?
Right.
Well, I'm tired of Nobody should apologize, first of all, as a comedian. And that's sad when you hear somebody apologize. I'd like to apologize. Why? Because you were funny?
Well,
and 3 people didn't find you? I lost the Poconos because of one lesbian joke.
Oh, really?
I'm not apologizing.
Wow.
All three resorts, gone. I do the song Bailamos, Bada Balls. Right? Still in the act, but you can't fucking bury it because it's too funny. So I do Baila Balls, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And at the end, I have the audience sing Bada Balls to one guy who's a married guy and being beaten by his wife, you know.
Right.
And I say, everybody, 1, 2, 3. And then they stood up. They started singing, and a couple stood up in the back of the room at Cove Haven. I couldn't see if they were black, white, Asian, man, woman. It was 2 women. So I put my hands up like this. I go, what do you got to do? Oh, it's not Viagra. Oh, that's 2 women. I guess it would be awkward to have 2 women sing by the balls. Crowd explodes. Too big a laugh. Okay. Right. I was almost like, fuck, I think I just screwed myself.
Right.
I said to the crowd, do you see what just happened here? That could possibly get me fired. Those 2 Karens, and I'm saying Karens instead of the C word, went to corporate, got their weekend, refunded.
Wow.
Got me suspended initially for 3 months without me being able to defend myself. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then it wound up from suspension to absolutely letting me go.
Wow.
So I no longer work the Poconos because of a joke. And tell me, was that so hard? Oh, I guess it would be awful to have 2 women say by the balls.
No, I think it's hilarious.
Are you serious?
No.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Fired. Canceled. So that's what I talk about. Cancel culture. I talk about all the stuff on stage.
Yeah.
It's a reality check, and it's funny. I made it funny for everybody.
So it's the Paul Bond All In.
Pro America Comedy Tour. Yes. It's a long name, but All In is me at the table pushing in all my chips.
Yeah.
Because I'm owning it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a ballsy move to make because, as you know, conservative comedy or right-wing comedy is frowned upon.
Right.
And I got some comedy clubs to actually book me. If you're doing it at a level of a Nick DiPaolo, they book you because they're coming to see Nick.
Right.
But when you're not at the level of a Nick DiPaolo like myself, I have to establish a fan base to get that to happen. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm creating a baby. I got a baby now, and I want the baby to grow. And Don Boucher is one who hired me. But I deliver laughs regardless of how you feel.
No, you're very funny,
I
man.
deliver laughs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be bashful about saying that.
No.
I know what I'm doing.
Right, yeah.
So
You're confident.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no,
brother.
you're very funny, man. I see you a lot on Facebook, your videos and stuff. I'm like, this guy is just like, you're like me in a lot of ways. I think we all think the same, but we don't speak the same. We don't have the balls to say.
I'm a little more vocal.
No, but we don't. Most people don't have the balls to say what you say.
Yes, of
They're
course.
thinking the same way.
Right.
They wish they could be like that.
Well, that's why I like doing it too, because I feel like it's a voice for others.
Right.
That can't say this shit at work.
Right. You
They can't say it around friends or
No.
family, but they go, Paul's saying it.
Right. Right.
You know.
Right.
And I feel the same way.
Yeah, and you actually, it's a relief because you think you're the only one thinking this
Yes.
shit.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
Yes,
Other people are
exactly.
thinking the same. Because if you watch regular mainstream TV, news, whatever it is, whatever channel, it looks like the whole world's thinking that way. And then, you see something like what you're doing, and you're like,
Am I close enough to this thing? I've been sitting way back here.
Yeah, I had your mic up higher.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm a professional. I was leaning back the whole time.
yeah, so, that's what it was a relief. Because you're stuck in your own world of your own TV. They call it programming because they're programming you to think that way. But then you see other
The
people.
media's telling you that.
Right.
Every talking head is telling you that.
Right.
And
right. Everywhere you look.
everywhere you look. And then
you
everyone's
look.
walking around going, must get the vaccine,
Right.
or must be this, or you're a bad person,
Right.
you're going to kill your grandparents.
Right. When I come home, sometimes my wife's going crazy in the kitchen. She hears about mandate, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I just go in. I'm a DJ on the side, so I have my shit set up in the back room. I put on the Eagles' greatest hits.
You go.
By the third song she's singing, that's how I snap it out of my house. I'm like,
Take it to the limit.
right, but that's how you get it out of your house.
Yep.
Keep the TV. There's
Yeah.
other ways to entertain yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
my wife gets in the rabbit hole pretty deep.
Yeah, because
Pretty
you can't.
deep.
Yeah, you could be up all night watching
It's
this.
bad.
crap. Yeah.
But she also knows to look at her beauty bloggers as well. You know, like
Right, right.
she'll like phase out of it and go into a beauty blogger. For me, it will be watching some, I don't know, car accidents. I get the weirdest things. I like to watch car crashes because as a comic, you're on the road all the time. Sometimes you go, I had never thought that could happen.
Right.
Right.
So now it makes me think while I'm driving, oh, that truck could come over that
Right.
medium, so let me get to the right.
Right.
You know, because it's late. And,
Right.
you know. But it does make you think. It's like, okay, I'm using it as a learning tool.
Right. Yeah.
I'm teaching my 17-year-old to drive like he just got his permit. And so really, I think about everything differently now that I'm on the road. Now I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
so much can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you forget after like 30 years of driving, you could forget.
you forget everything. But
Yeah.
my son, he's got a girlfriend who's going to college upstate, and he goes to see her on the weekends, and the whole.
Are you
I can't
scared?
sit.
I'd be
I
so
can't sit down until he
scared.
texts me. I'm here. We're going out to dinner.
I'm like,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I
because I have to go.
I can't
to
relax till he
Bruce's.
texts me.
I know, I hear you.
Yeah,
My
but-
parents used to be ring once when you
Yeah,
get home.
remember
Right,
that?
right.
Call,
Ring once.
call collect.
Yeah, call collect. So,
Remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
And then they'd say no,
Yeah.
just so that they didn't lose the dime.
516 area code. It's
Yeah.
going to cost me money. Just call collect.
Just call collect, and then like I would call to have my dad pick me up from school. So I'd call collect, and then I'd be like, I'd like to speak to Patrick O'Neill, and then he'd go, no one here like that. And
Yeah, you had to deny
And then he'd
it,
come and get
then hang
me.
up.
I'm like-
that's what the call collect was. That's right. It's so you got your quarterback.
yeah,
Right.
like I wasn't worth a
It was a
quarter to my dad
Right.
to say yes.
That's so funny. Yes, you had to deny it because that's so. Oh yeah, it's like clink clink. You got your coin back. Okay, thanks.
So, Paul, the holidays are coming up soon,
Yes,
right?
they are.
All right. So, a
Quickly.
few years back, I bought your CD. It's a
Oh,
very filthy Christmas, right? Xmas.
triple Xmas.
Triple Xmas.
Yes, a triple X.
Where is this?
I brought mine with me too. Look at this.
So I bought the CD, and it does say triple Xmas, but I didn't think it was triple Xmas. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
bought it, I didn't
Oh,
really.
it's triple X.
So the first few times I played it was around family, but it didn't matter. No, but it did.
Oh,
grandma
God.
got
No.
grandma getting plowed, Frosty on
Grandma's
cocaine.
getting plowed just like a John Deere.
Wonderful time for a beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I realized I got busted the first time. My mom's like, "Get that shit," because I had the little grandkids. But then what I started doing was playing a joke on family, friends, and stuff like that. You go to a holiday party, you put it on in the background as background music because
That's
it sounds
That's
like
how you use it.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you do.
That's what I was doing.
I'll tell you what, because all the music sounds like the original song.
Yes, right.
So it doesn't hit them that the words are messed up,
Right.
unless they're really listening.
right. So
All of a sudden they go, somebody say cock.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's Rudolph the Well-Hung Reindeer. That's
Right,
why.
right.
You know, so you don't realize he's dragging through the snow. He's holding up the sleigh. Hey, you dip your dick in snow and tell me your nose doesn't turn red, okay? But yeah, it's a fun. That's the best way to use the CD.
Yeah, that's how I
It's
do
just
it.
like
Yep.
people looking around the room. Go, lovely weather and some titty bars together with you, and I sing it like Ray Romano.
Yep.
Oh, lovely weather.
right. So I do have a DJ business, and I do check. Like if I do just say I do a holiday party to all adults, I'll tell the guy, listen, man, I got a funny CD. I'll put it on towards the end when everybody's drinking. Everybody's
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can't put it in the beginning. It'll be like,
Yeah.
No,
But towards the end of the night, when everybody's having a good time, they're dancing, they're drinking.
that's so good.
The cake
Oh,
comes
no,
out.
Thank you, man. That's cool. About parties.
I've thrown this CD on, and maybe not the raunchiest one. I think "Wonderful Time for a Beer" is one.
It's the most wonderful time for a beer.
Yeah,
It's about the dad just going nuts with the kids' choir shows and all
Right.
this other
Yeah.
shit.
right.
And Christmas is near.
I ease him in with that one, and I see how far I can get. And
Joy goes round the world, 3 holes get done.
right. And then you say,
I got the shits on Christmas Day in the morning. So I try to do like Sting. I do all the impressions
Yep.
to go with it. Oh, the worst one if you want to talk about political correctness,
Right.
is kick the homeless guy. He's a bum, 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 bum.
Right.
But I sing it like a guy who's kind of whacked out. Kick the homeless guy. He's a bum, bum, bum.
Right,
Oh
right.
man!
Right,
and he
right.
thinks it's funny.
Right.
When you know it's wrong.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I tried to counteract it.
Yep.
I had a black one on there, but I took that one off.
I personally love this CD. And
You might have it on there. It was on some of the originals.
That's an older one.
Oh my God, this
Yeah, 'cause
might be on there still. It was one I listened to later, and I went, "Ooh, I better
Get that off
rethink
there.
that."
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hold on. Da 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 da. It was chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
I'm not sure if that's on there.
Because,
Glory Hole, Rudolph,
Glory Hole's still on there. Yeah, Glory.
Joy Goes Around the
I'll be
World.
homo for Christmas.
My porn keeps me faithful. That's a good one.
My porn keeps me faithful. I listen to it every year going, is it still funny? And it's still fucking funny.
It
It's
is,
still
man.
funny.
You know, it is very funny.
And the best part about it,
Yeah,
Joey,
yeah.
it goes toward animal rescue.
Yeah.
All the CD proceeds go
How
to
can
animal.
someone get one of your CDs?
Well, my CD is available on paulbondcomedy.com.
Okay.
And go to merchandise. It's been a while since I've been there.
Okay.
You just were there. Tell me.
I was, yeah, it's on the merchandise.
Click on the merch and go down there. And
Right.
I have a few CDs on there. But that one for the holidays
I-
is a killer.
I highly recommend it.
It's
man.
a killer. Thank you, Joe.
I do. I love it. It's a great prank to play on your friends and family. You put it on the background, you know, and
It's a good surprise because
Right.
once they get it and they all start wanting to listen to it.
Yeah.
People go, what else is on there?
Yeah.
I do Enter Santa instead of Enter Sandman.
right.
On the roof, here he comes. Yeah. Try to do my best James Hetfield. I'll never do it as good as Brewer, but but it's a fun CD.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and it's brought a lot of laughter to parties I've been at. You know, I give it to the guy. Go throw this on, man. You know, he's got the outdoor
But they
speakers.
don't know. It's the best thing because it's like when Otto was still alive, Otto and George.
Right.
I would go see Otto and George just to watch other people's
Their reaction, right?
Because they don't know what they're seeing.
Right.
Oh, it's just a puppet act.
Right.
It should be
That's
cute.
exactly what I was
And he's
doing.
like, caw, caw, caw. You know, whoa, what the hell?
Yep.
Michael Jackson fucked those kids. A deal's a deal. They rode the Ferris wheel all day long. And they're like, what are we watching? And it's a horror. And that's what the CD does. Because all of a sudden it's in the house.
It's exactly what I do. What you just said, you watch the audience.
Right.
Right? You have the CD playing. I'd just be sitting there waiting for somebody to catch on. You know?
It's a subliminal sleeping.
Yeah. You see somebody whisper to somebody over there, and they're like, "Oh, I think they know. I think they heard it." Yeah.
It's like a wicked crock pot.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
It just seeps into you and you go, oh, all right, there's something wrong with this.
Just so you know, it always works. I've never had a bad reaction other
Good.
than the first few times with my mom.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
No,
because-
it always works. When you give them a heads up first
Yeah.
at a party,
Yeah.
and you tell them what it's about, awesome, do it, you know, and
Good.
wait till the right time. Don't put it on in the beginning.
No.
Wait till the right time. Wait till there's a few eggnogs
There
going
were a
around.
few clean ones on there.
Yeah.
Like it's like the ginger between the sushi.
Right.
You know, Internet Rocks and I Wear Panties Cause. And my wife does all the female vocals. Cause
Oh, she does.
We were in a
Yeah,
band
yeah.
for years together.
Oh, okay.
She's a crazy good singer.
Oh, good.
And a lot of comics have seen her perform. She's really amazing. We were saying, you know, we were an 80s band when the 80s were the 80s.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
So we were playing the shit when it came out. And
Okay.
but she was really good at morphing into from Aretha Franklin into Madonna into whatever
wow.
it is.
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And she knew how to do that with her voice.
Wow.
And she did an amazing job.
She sounded good on this. I forget what song
She's
it was.
great on that. In fact, you know what my favorite track is? One of the favorite tracks is few of my favorite things. She's talking about all these S&M, put cigarettes out on my nipples, but she sings it like Julie Andrews.
Right.
She's singing it
It's
like
too
Julie
nice.
Andrews.
It's too nice to have those
Putting the
lyrics.
cigarette out on my nipple. And she's singing it very proper.
Right.
It's hysterical.
Right.
It's great.
Her voice is too nice for those lyrics.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't match.
Right.
And that's what the CD is.
Right.
It doesn't match.
That's awesome.
The- and that's why I said, well, let me try some of my impressions and put that on there, make
Yeah.
it entertaining that way. I did Dean Martin doing Rudolph the Well-Hung Reindeer.
Right. Yep.
Ray Romano, City Bars together. And I think I did Bruce when I did, Santa Claus Came on Mom's Nightgown. And that was another one. Santa Claus Came on Mom's Nightgown. It's wrong, I know.
Well, it's not that far from I saw Santa kissing mom, whatever. I saw Mama kissing Santa.
Santa
Yeah,
Claus.
it's the same
I
type,
know.
you know. But so it's a one step further. It's one step further.
I saw Mommy teabag Santa Claus. You know, that's
Right, yeah.
it's a new one.
But yeah,
But
no,
it
it's,
is-
it's awesome. I highly recommend that CD, guys. Man, go to paulbond.com.
Pobon Comedy.
paulbondcomedy.com.
It's in my merchandise
in the
section,
merchandise
and it does
section.
go. All my CD sales go toward my rescue. Yeah, I go toward my rescue group. It's 4 people in the group, and being an out of work comic for the longest time, I owe
Right.
people money, and the cats and dogs need to be fed.
So exactly, the cat rescue. I see you all the time on
Yes.
Facebook with that. You want to
It's actually an animal. It's actually cats and dogs. I'm Catmandu.
stray cats?
Yeah, so hold on. Let's see. It goes towards spay, neuter, house, feeding, medical, foster, and adoption.
Okay.
Do it all, and I do it every day. Today, in the pouring monsoon rain, I did 8 colonies, fed 8 colonies. I'm like the coffee truck. You know, we build these like condos
Right.
for them, separate from the feeding. By the way, if you're thinking about doing this, always build the housing away from the feeding stations because raccoons will infiltrate. And so if they know where they're living, they'll
Oh,
go
wow.
in there and tear
Right.
them apart. Yeah.
Right.
So always feed the feeding station separate from the housing. And so when I beep the horn, they all come like, oh, the guy's here.
Right.
You know, but we've taken colonies that were like 50 and got them down to 30 because they were either adoptable
Okay.
or they had to be euthanized because they were going to die a long, horrible death
Okay.
out in the winter, and then that 30 would drop as the years go by because they're getting older. So, like for instance, the one I said that's 50 is now down to like 8,
Oh wow.
and because we've been doing it like 15 years now,
Right.
in the same place, and luckily most people aren't idiots about it. You know,
Right.
when you go into a neighborhood and try to do what's known as God's work, you know, try to help the animals.
Right.
You know, I think if you don't have a heart for an animal, you can't love yourself,
Right.
quite frankly, because they're amazing.
Do you have volunteers helping you? Or you?
We have a few. Yeah, we have a few do for the feeding.
Okay.
But when it snows,
It's all you.
it's this guy right here picking up the shovel. So if you guys are out there and you want to contact me when the snow comes,
Right.
I'd be more than happy to take a few volunteers.
I know a lot of animal lovers. My daughter is 16 and she volunteers like
Right.
Petco and whatever. She's like and
Good.
loves animals.
It's good for the heart, man.
I would even come out and help one time. Where are you, in Islip or something? I
Yeah,
think
well, I'm out in Center Reach.
Center Reach.
Selden, and I have a buddy who has one of those cat things where it's like a bucket in the front.
Okay.
So like when everything's finally plowed out and everything, sometimes there'll be a wall in front of where we got to get to. So Rudy Fusco
I know
will
Rudy.
come
Yeah.
and he'll take his cat thing and take out all the snow that's in front and do a great job and help my wife and I out to unbury the colonies, because if they get stuck inside the housing because the snow got too high,
Right.
Yeah.
they got to be able to get out. So
Right.
we're out there like immediately.
Wow.
I always film myself doing Facebook Lives when I go out and do the
Right,
rescue,
yeah.
because people don't realize how deep in I am.
Right.
I'm in.
Right.
Like
I've
my
seen-
comedy show, All In.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm all in with rescue.
Yeah. You do it or you don't do it. But
Yeah.
I've seen one or two where you were mad about something. I forget. Somebody I can't remember what it was. Somebody did something. In the
Oh, they destroyed the housing.
was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt bad. I was like, oh, that sucks.
It
man.
was. It's so. Yeah, I filmed it. It
Yeah.
was. We went into the parking lot and I was like, "It's gone." They just. They jumped on it. They smashed it. I'm like,
on purpose.
on purpose.
That sucks,
What
man. Yeah.
heartless
Yeah.
idiot. And you know it's got to be kids or
Right.
some sort of drug addict or something like that.
Right.
But it breaks your heart because, and ironically, we just re-upped. I mean, in other words, we just made everything better than it was
Right.
in that particular spot. And to have it crushed a week later, it hurt me to tell my wife
Right.
what happened.
When you do a video on live, man, I was like, you I'm right with you. Like,
Oh, cool,
I'm
nice.
serious. You can
Good.
feel your pain. man.
I'm a
You
very emotional
can,
guy.
you can feel your pain.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I'm very passionate
Yeah.
about anything I do.
Yeah.
And I think I don't want to be a fucking,
Half-ass.
yeah, well, I don't want to be a drama queen, but I get emotional
Right.
about
Which-
stuff that hits me. I'm
Right.
very honest
Right.
about how I feel, and when you've seen me a few times, just kind of all of a sudden it gets, I go, I can't talk about it anymore,
Right,
and
right.
leave.
Right.
But I'm very passionate about animals. They're so sweet and they're
Yep.
so loving and caring and nurturing, and deserve the hell
kind
they're
of-
going
right.
through. I just did a benefit for China Dog Rescue. I don't know if you know about China
I
Dog Rescue.
kind of heard some stuff about
It's
it.
just god awful
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they're doing to dogs over in China.
Right.
They give us the virus and then they do this.
Right, yeah.
But it is awful. So I was able to do 2 nights of fundraising for the China
Right.
Dog Rescue, and now they're gonna have me come down to Maryland. So I'm
Oh,
very
really?
proud of. Yeah, they love the show. They go, "You're coming to Maryland." I like.
Wow.
I love you too. But they saw my passion for what I do.
Yeah,
so.
no, I think it's awesome that you're able to do that. You know, that's
They also loved my George Carlin tribute that I did. How did the 7 dirty words become dirty? It's nothing he wrote, but it's inspired by him. I forget, how would he feel, how would he just dissect the words on how they became dirty? So that's the routine I wrote. And it was like a year and a half into writing, because
Right.
I would throw it in between my guitar bits.
right.
Just to not as George at the time, but as me. You realize Screw could have been as bad as fuck, but Screw got fucked by fuck. You know, like it was that kind of wordplay stuff, and then all of a sudden I realized, all right, I got something here, and then I decided to do it as George. You realize Screw could have been as bad as fuck, but Screw got fucked by fuck. You know, and then you change the cadence, and it becomes a Carlin. I'm not saying I'm George Carlin.
No,
But it's emulating and doing an homage.
Yeah, I
George.
think it's. I love
'Cause I
that
love
stuff.
him, man. I just love him.
Oh, he was awesome. He was awesome.
And who better than
My
you to
favorite
do
bit is
that?
probably everybody's favorite bit is when you have you go on an island, you have your stuff, and then you go somewhere else. Your friend calls you up, you take a little smaller version of that stuff.
Yeah,
and then you
the
go on the
stuff.
Yeah,
Then you go to a different island and you
Yeah.
got to take a smaller stuff of that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
He was brilliant that
Yeah.
way, man.
His
He
mind
just-
was something
his
else.
mind was always working, and that's
Yeah.
I've like that gear.
Right.
He's got a good gear, you know. And the cool thing is, I got to work with his opening act,
Okay.
Dennis Blair,
Right.
who's a guitar act,
Oh wow.
and Gary Delina, who's a guitar act. We put a show together called the Rock and Roll Comedy Tour.
Wow.
And we did it at the Borgata, and we got standing ovations. And we
Nice.
thought, why don't we put this on, make this a road show? Why don't we do and we couldn't find somebody to back the gig. I mean,
Wow.
it was an amazing show. We all
Wow.
came out separately, did our own guitar
Right,
stuff,
right.
and then we came together. And we did like Crosby, Stills, hit your children well when they give you hell. You'll give it right back. 3-part harmonies.
Right.
It was killer.
Right.
We did Beatles. I'm a
Right.
no hair man, please listen. And it was fun.
Yeah.
We did ZZ Top. We're just 3 comics, not the Taliban. And we all had beards. We all had fake beards on. And the audience is freaking... We thought we'd find somebody to back the project.
Yeah, that
and
sounds fucking awesome, man.
went nowhere.
Yeah.
You can only throw so much shit against the wall before it doesn't stick.
Right. Wow.
But I know I'm yapping like a...
No, that's cool,
No,
man.
no, it's really interesting
Obviously,
stuff.
you played with Jim Brewer, right?
Yeah.
I saw that video.
That was probably the biggest, coolest thing besides what I'm doing right now. Opening for Jim.
Right.
And then playing guitar in the band with Jim. Because at the time, Jim was doing a thing...
AC/DC.
He was kind of doing his act with a soundtrack
Okay.
behind him.
Right.
And it was a culmination of the entire tour. We did recorded a show called Hardcore.
Right.
And I say we because he really is generous in the fact that he makes you feel a part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We all
right.
wrote the music. We split the check. You know,
Right, oh,
as far as the copyrights
Right.
and stuff for the
Right.
songs.
Very nice.
So he's a mensch when it comes to that. And then after the tour, he did the Sirius radio and then cleaned up his entire act. And I could never work with him again.
Oh yeah.
Because
I was gonna hire. Remember, I was gonna hire you recently, and you were
Yes.
right though. You were right because
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked.
No.
I didn't know at the time.
yeah, I said. Well, there were kids too,
It
wasn't
was
it?
a mix of crowd. It was a mixed
Yeah.
crowd. You know, we had some elderly.
I can't.
It would have been funny. It would have been. It would have been like putting your CD on.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? Because people go, oh, he's great for this party.
Right.
Because they see the guitar. Oh, he plays guitar.
Right.
But yeah, but the minute I pick up the guitar, it's all dick songs. It's all adult music. I
Right.
can't
Right.
change the words, you know? I can curb my enthusiasm to a degree with the
Right.
stand-up, but
Right. Hey, at
those
least-
lyrics are lyrics.
I appreciate you being honest with me because that would have been a disaster.
yeah, because sometimes you go, oh, I can do it.
I would have lost some friends.
And they screw up the entire night for
Oh, yeah,
everybody. Like,
yeah.
what? That wasn't right. Why did you hire him, Joey?
Well, they'll be saying Joey's a sick bastard, man.
What is he?
It's not the comic's fault. He knew what he was doing, right? He did it on purpose.
He's the guy that hired me.
Hey, man, I didn't know.
There you go. Every once in a while, I got to pan over to show you. I'm actually on the Joey Petroni show. Joey Petroni.
Yeah, Joey.
And I haven't
Petroni.
heard from you in like a decade, maybe?
Yeah.
At least?
You were on the Joe Giannino show back about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We did the Joe Giannino show.
That's right. Yeah.
And you were there, and that was a fun night. But
you're a musician as well, aren't you?
I was a singer for a long time. I'm doing karaoke parties
Well,
now.
Rob Zombie called. He wants his look.
Yeah. This is a quarantine beard.
That's quarantine beard?
That's all it is. Because where I work, we start. I'm the last one standing. Everybody else shaved already.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not going to shave until I don't have to wear a mask no more. So I have to wear a mask at work, and this keeps the mask off your face.
That's right.
You know, they sell.
That's
these,
right. It pulls it up.
Yeah. Well, they sell these plastic things on Amazon that keeps the mask off your face.
Right.
But this is built in. If you take this and go like this and put the mask on, I'm pretty much breathing through
your beard.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like the beard. I could never get one that long.
Yeah.
I tried for Jim's special because I wanted to look more, hip and I had a diet black. I was just horrible. It was horrendous.
So
trying to stay young is horrendous.
Yeah.
I just decided to give up.
Yeah, man, stay young in your head. That's all.
That's
matters.
it.
That's all.
That's what my wife says. You're like a child anyway. Don't worry about it.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Once you let your inner child go, you're done.
Most people our age are not having fun.
Right.
And that's the truth. I mean, I
No,
know that.
it's
I
true.
know that from my high school buddies. To like, they're not having any fun. Their fun is, oh, we're making brownies tonight, and we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch Netflix. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out and do, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what we do.
I'm going to go out and christen some new jokes.
Right.
It's fun.
So you brought your guitar.
Yes, I did bring it.
We have about 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
I'm not gonna, if you would like to do something, that'd be awesome.
I don't know. I was going to do the song parodies from the Christmas thing, but we kind of talked about it already. And I didn't.
Yeah.
This guitar,
Play whatever
if
you
you
wanna
can
play.
see, it's
I
all
thought it was
cloudy. See how cloudy this thing is?
Yeah.
And there's used to be black, jet black.
Is-
this is from years of the road.
Do you
And,
do you stick with this one guitar?
Yeah.
So this might be the same one I saw you about 15 years ago.
Yeah, this is my baby.
Nice.
This is my Lucille.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
B.B. King had
Yeah.
his, and
Yeah.
Willie Nelson had his.
There's certain
guitar
things
that
you
looked
just-
like crap. This guitar is the one that played Madison Square Garden. It played the Fillmore. It played
Wow.
So this has a lot of
History.
history to it, and so I continue to play this thing. Oh, it's a little out. Hold it. Alvin.
That'd be a good one. An Alvin parody. Nobody even knows who Alvin is anymore.
I know, right? Yeah. So that's another thing when you're doing your show and you do some of the older stuff. You go, oh, right. They don't know who Johnny Carson is, or they don't know.
Right. It's true.
And
man.
you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing Johnny Carson singing Wild Thing, and I'm getting a pocket of like 4 people. I'm like, oh, that's right. You don't know.
Yeah, one old guy in the back laughing.
I did that for me.
Right.
Sometimes a comic will have me do an old guitar parody just because they want to see it fall. It's so funny. I do Paul Simon with Tourette syndrome. I know it's wrong, but I took the calmest guy in show business and I gave him the worst affliction. That's the whole joke.
Right.
And now people watch that and they go, oh, what's he doing? That's not right.
Right.
It's a whole different animal now.
It's crazy, man.
Hold on. This is. Sorry. Put on new strings, Paul. That'll help. I did, and they're all stretching. 1 second. Talk while I'm doing.
All right. So, Sally, have you ever heard his CD before? Do
I haven't.
you want to borrow
Sorry,
it?
sorry, everybody.
Actually,
Oh, it's okay.
All right, here we go. This one is still controversial, and I still play it in my act. I think I played it on the morning show.
Okay.
But I did with you guys.
Sure.
Hey there, Delilah. Hey there, Delilah, we first met, things were cool, only to find out you misled me, and you played me for a fool. What to do? Now I gotta make the hardest choice. Couldn't even tell from your voice. It's a little out of tune. Oh, why'd you lie to me? Oh, it was tucked, I couldn't see. I shat a dick. Is anybody confused so far? All right. No, I'm not a homophobe, but you could have warned me when you disrobed. I'm sure I turned a lighter shade of pale. We'll get found out it's a mistake, but your Garden of Eden has a snake. It's like 2 hammers with nothing to nail. big finish. Oh, why'd you lie to me? Oh, stay away from my hiney. Oh, why'd you lie to me? Oh, you stand up when you pee. That's not right with me. Thank you. All right, that's enough of that. The guitar's not happening.
That was good. That was good.
She's out of tune. Stay over there. Behave.
It's
I give you a big build up, and then you go and screw me up, you son of a bitch.
I didn't know that the guitars needed to be like tuned like every second. Like, you know, you drive with the guitar in your car, and then the weather changes, and you come in, you have to like retune
Yeah,
it.
your humidity
Like, I had
changes,
no
the guitar
idea.
tune, everything. I tuned it before the show. It still goes out.
Right.
Yeah,
But it's an old
crazy.
guitar too, so you got to give it a little bit of tender love. You know,
Do bass guitars do the same thing as a?
bass guitars too. Yeah,
You
they
have to
do
tune
it
them up
too.
a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It just relaxes. The
Right.
strings relax, or they get a little too more tense or whatever.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, I got a lot of new song parodies, which I'm very happy about. In the All In tour, you have to come to the All In show.
So the all in show, right?
Yes.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
So you can be booked anywhere, any night.
I've already done it. Yeah.
So you're ready.
If you want to book the All In show, I just put a promo up on my Facebook page.
Okay.
It's me an American flag, so you know it's and it tells you what the show consists of. And in the beginning of the show, I took a page out of George Gallo's book because when he does a show, he starts the show and he explains what the show is going to be. And what I do the same thing before I bring up my opening act. There's only one act, and then me. I'll blow out an hour and 15, and I will explain that the process of how I came up with the show.
Right.
And then after that, I will actually have everyone stand up for the Star Spangled Banner, and I'll sing the Star Spangled Banner.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
And
Which isn't-
there'll be a flag in
yeah.
the room, and
Nice.
we'll all
Yeah.
you start off very patriotically, and that's why and I always bring up the fact that we've had 13 taken from us in Afghanistan, and
Right.
and let's just remember those who have fought for us and given their lives for our freedom
Yeah.
of speech,
Yep.
which is being taken away.
100%.
Because everyone's telling you how to say it, when to say it, and what to say.
Well,
But not me!
that's the thing though, because that you're seeing. With someone told me that we're seeing like 10% of what people think is all over the news.
Yeah.
But I think the majority of the people don't think that way. I think most people are patriotic and appreciate.
I hope so. I hope there's a lot of closet Democrats like yourself who are kind of like going, I can see it. I can see some of the shit that they're talking about. But I see a lot of shit that Republicans are doing too, and the conservatives. Like I said, I'm a moderate.
Right.
I'm fiscally conservative, and I'm socially Democrat. But not the new Democrat, which is leaning way over to socialism.
Too far.
Too far. I'm not going to bend over backwards for anybody.
Do you stay? I'm sure you do. You
What?
stay current with your material like that, like Let's Go Brandon, and
Yep.
So you
Let's
bring all
Go
that, you bring all
Brandon.
that crap, all that
Yeah.
stuff in.
Kamala, when she
Every
went
week
to
there's
visit the
another joke.
border,
Yeah.
and she'll get on both knees and hub the knob just to get a good paying government job. She's nothing but a socialist slob. That's right, Kamala is a tramp. See, I don't even call her Kamala because that's what her name is. Disrespect. That's what I like.
That's what I like.
They shit on Trump for 4 years.
You'll
gonna
have
shit on them
you'll
now.
have endless material because every day there's
I
every
can't keep up
day.
with it.
Yeah, right? You'll have
Look
endless,
over here. Look over here. Look over here. We got a deficit. Look over here. We got the border. We got this.
right, nonstop, man.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
I think
fun.
it's awesome.
But you know what? I'm not a dick about it. I do it in a lighthearted way.
Right.
And we all get to come out and laugh at their expense.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
Right.
I had a very short-lived right-wing talk show and a monologue.
Okay.
In the monologue, there was a joke. Dr. Fauci is coming out with a new line of bicycles. It comes complete with a back pedal. Complete with a back pedal. So, and I don't know if he did those dog experiments, but that looked
Oh, I
pretty
saw that, man.
Was that verified?
I don't. When you see something
He
on
stuck
the
dogs'
internet,
heads into
yeah,
a-
that's with sand flies or something.
Box and put sand flies and let them eat their face.
Some kind of experiment or something.
I always thought he was Dr. Goebbels anyway. The new Joseph Goebbels.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. You don't have to worry.
yeah.
Anything that's said in this room that I say is only me.
Yeah.
All right?
No. It's not that. I don't know. Like you said, is it true? I have no. Anybody can take a picture of something and then tie it to something else.
Yeah, they
You know.
they did that quite a bit with Trump.
My wife, whenever I show my wife something like that, she'll say, "What's the source?" You know,
I
which-
will always listen for the story first and
Right.
get the and by the way, I was the one that said when they found that kid with Petito, Mayor Wolf's Petito girl, I said this is probably not him.
Oh yeah.
I think he's a survivalist, and how could your body be decomposed completely?
oh, the guy.
It's too
yeah.
it's too much. It's too soon. How long ago was that? A month? I was
Yeah.
like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Watch, there's going to be more to that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more.
Well, obviously, if they could pay you off, whoever they pay you off, and the guy disappears somewhere else, you know.
And on another note, just to show you that right wingers are not like left wingers, the thing that happened with Alec Baldwin, tragic. It's friggin' tragic. That should have never happened. There's a few stories going around about how it
I
happened with
know.
him.
Yeah.
He was having like a Trump disorder thing, and he was going around with the gun, just like flailing it around, and then
Right.
wound up aiming at somebody. There was one where they said, "We're gonna have to do another take. We're gonna have to shoot that again." Well, why don't I just shoot you? And the gun went. There's a lot of bullshit out there right
Right.
now about what happened.
Right.
But regardless,
Right.
not being an Alec Baldwin fan, I can honestly say I know that guy's going through a lot of
That's horrible. Yeah.
turmoil,
Yeah.
and I don't wish that on anybody,
Nah.
especially the person that got shot and killed,
Right.
and the other one injured. But when all is said and done, it's not going to be his responsibility. It's the prop guy, you know. So
Right.
not to end it on a nice light note.
Yeah.
The Paul Bond.
Oh shit, we're overtime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One more time with the Paul Bond show.
The Paul Bond Pro America Comedy Tour. Go to my Facebook page. You'll see me. You know what I look like.
Right.
And go see my rants. Go see the pitch. I also have a GoFundMe right now on there for animal rescue. Desperately needed. And this one is a personal one.
Okay.
I never asked for my own. But we've spent so much money with the rescue that I had a cat that had kidney failure and had teeth removed and is ongoing. His name is Jeter.
Okay.
After Derek.
Oh, nice.
And he's doing better now.
Okay.
But there's every week, like tomorrow, I got to bring him for more blood work, and he's on the IV, the bag. You
Right.
got to do hydrate him. So if you have anything to donate, I would appreciate it, because I'm only starting to work again, and
That's on your.
it's tough. It's on my Facebook page as well. Yeah, that's a personal.
All right.
That's a personal.
Yeah,
thing.
we'll help you out.
So for all the cats I have saved, help me save mine.
All right. I definitely will.
All right. I love you, man. Thank you for calling me. I
love you
appreciate
too.
it. That's awesome.
Quick question.
Yes.
How does someone like me see your tour? Like you're doing
Well, that's why I keep
Firehouses, you're
pitching them,
doing-
and I got to get somebody to do.
a public one where somebody could,
I will be doing one in hopefully January. I'll be doing one for Long Island.
open to the public.
Open to the public.
Okay, that's
yeah,
what I'm asking.
it's all open to the public.
Oh, okay.
I just got to find a venue and
Yeah.
and,
I'm looking-
and work it out.
Looking forward to that.
So, man,
Awesome.
thank you, brother. Thanks for
coming.
having me,
Thanks,
Sally.
thank
Good
you.
to see you, baby.
You too, Paul. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you, man.
in.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Take care. Thank you.
Good luck to you and your cat.
Yeah, always good pussy galore.
Jeter.
Jeter, man. Thank you. Sorry, I